You know, a big part of the problem was Russia for many, many years, long before Putin said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. Now, they've said that. That's been, like, written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
С нынешним президентом США не могу не согласиться с ним в том, что если бы он был президентом, если бы у него в 2020 году не украли победу, то, может быть, и не было бы того кризиса на Украине, который возник в 2022 году.
But no, I would very much like to help out. One of the things we're looking at with President Zelensky is having the security of their assets. They have assets underground, rare earth and other things, but primarily rare earth. We had a very good talk with, people didn't really know what President Putin's thoughts were, but I think I can say with great confidence he wants to see it ended also. That's good. And we're going to work toward getting it ended and as fast as possible.
We want, like you, a sovereign and prosperous Ukraine. But we must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective. Chasing this illusionary goal will only prolong the war and cause more suffering. A durable peace for Ukraine must include robust security guarantees to ensure that the war will not begin again.
Of course, we are very thankful to the United States for Petros, but we've got...
Maybe there is something at the table, but not on our table. So I didn't see any invitations, envoys, and etc. from Ukraine to meet with some other envoys.
And I've been saying that we're going to do what we have to do. And well, we have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, essentially martial law in Ukraine, where the leader in Ukraine, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating.
Ну, тобто, на жаль, президент Трамп з великою повагою до нього відносимося як до лідера народу, який ми дуже поважаємо, американський народ, який нас постійно підтримує. На жаль, живе в цьому дезінформаційному просторі.
Do you think that President Putin of Russia is also a dictator?
I think that President Putin and President Zelensky are going to have to get together because you know what? We want to stop killing millions of people. $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelensky probably wants to, maybe he wants to keep the gravy train going. I don't know what's the problem, but he hasn't been able. He's very upset that he wasn't invited. He could have come if he wanted to, but that he wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia. But he's been working for 3 years. There's never been even meetings or phone calls to stop this war. It's a horrible thing.
Спасибо большое. Это очень актуальный вопрос. Президент Трамп, вот если говорить о заявлениях, вы упомянули расширение НАТО, он первый, да и пока, по-моему, единственный из западных лидеров, кто публично и громко сказал, что одной из первопричин украинской ситуации явилась нахрапистая линия предыдущей администрации по втягиванию Украины в НАТО. Такого никто из западных лидеров никогда не произносил. А он несколько раз эту мысль провел. Это уже сигнал, что... Но главное встречаться, слушать и слышать.
Restored. As President Trump said, there won't be any more problems. We've seen the
Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money. To be clear.
a truce to take place, verification of that truce, and then a peace agreement.
Так, ви можете тут подивитись. Так, от дивіться, що відбувається. Дивіться. І ви знаєте, там металургійна галузь дуже розвинута була, а потім вони все підірвали.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that he's coming on Friday. Certainly, it's okay with me if he'd like to, and he would like to sign it together with me. And I understand that's a big deal, very big deal.
Зокрема, про які суми йдеться і чому там немає прямих безпекових гарантій США.
Ця угода може бути великий успіх мати або тихенько пройти. А великий успіх, я вважаю, залежить від нашої розмови з президентом Трампом.
And I said, can we send out an email to everyone just saying, what did you get done last week?
Well, I'm not going to make security guarantees beyond very much. We're going to have Europe do that because it's in, you know, we're talking about Europe as their next door neighbor. You have to understand, he had no intention, in my opinion, of settling this war. I think he wanted the whole thing. Yeah, he will. He's going to have to. And I believe that because we got elected, that war will come to an end. Pulitzer Prize. You're all dressed up today.
Yes, I had pretty close. How are you, Mr. President? Pretty sharp.
He's all dressed up today. This war would have never happened. We would have had a deal negotiated for you without having to go through.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning.
You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's
with all
back to you,
respect to you.
far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
And we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave, but they had to use our military.
What about West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course he has.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. We had a meeting today, as you know, with President Zelensky, and I would say it didn't work out exactly great from his standpoint. I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up as strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened.
Принял во внимание произошедшее, еще раз, собственно, вся российская сторона еще раз убедилась в правоте президента Путина, когда он говорил, что при всей открытости российской стороны к переговорному процессу эти добрые намерения, они упираются в нежелание киевского режима поддерживать такую динамику. Это мы увидели в полный рост в Вашингтоне.
Ага.
Звісно, ми в Україні не один тиждень отримували різні сигнали. І вже був прецедент зупинки допомоги, була зупинка гуманітарної допомоги, енергетичної. Також була вже і зупинка військової допомоги наприкінці січня. Але тоді все вдалося швидко відновити. Ми бачили ризики, тому наші служби, і військові, і спеціальні служби встигли напрацювати алгоритм дій за будь-якого розвитку ситуації.
We're joined tonight. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said.
We're now in discussions to coordinate a meeting with the Ukrainians in Riyadh.
Я не знаю, що робити. Я не знаю, що робити, що казати.
I think we're doing very well with Russia. But right now they're bombing the hell out of Ukraine, and I'm finding it more difficult, frankly, to deal with Ukraine. And they don't have the cards. Ukraine, ceasefire. Ukraine, ceasefire. Just agreed to a little while ago. Now we have to go to Russia and hopefully President Putin will agree to that also, and we can get this show on the road. Hello, everybody. He put out a very promising statement, but it wasn't complete. And yeah, I'd love to meet with him or talk to him, but we have to get it over with fast.
I'm not understating the complexity of all this, but as a candidate, you said you would have this war settled in 24 hours.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. What I really mean is I'd like to get it settled, and I think I'll be successful.
What's the plan if Putin doesn't agree to a ceasefire?
Bad news for this world because so many people are dying, but I think he's going to agree. I really do. I think I know him pretty well, and I think he's going to agree. We've had some pretty good news coming out of Russia. We're hearing good things. Who knows? But we're hearing good things. They're in a very strong position militarily with quite a few Ukrainian soldiers, but hopefully nothing will happen with that. I've asked them not to let anything happen, and I hope that nothing happens. But I feel that Russia is going to make a deal with us, I hope. We've spoken with President Putin. We've spoken with a lot of people. And Ukraine is waiting. Well, I think we'll be talking about land. It's a lot of land. It's a lot different than it was before the war, as you know. And we'll be talking about land. We'll be talking about power plants. Because that's up, that's a big question. But I think we have a lot of it already discussed very much by both sides.
You'll ask him.
Ukraine and Russia.
You'll ask him.
We're already talking about that, dividing up certain assets. Yeah, and they've been working on that.